There's certain things about your sewing machine that you're going to assume that are really obvious and people don't need to explain them to you. The first one is you need to hold the thread tails when you start sewing. Yeah, bet you didn't know that one, huh? I'm SD, and if you're new, I show guys like you how to tailor their own clothes at home. But hold on, you've been warned, because it's the most addicting thing in the entire world. So if you're up for the challenge, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Again, you've been warned. Now you're gonna see two strands of thread coming out of, or maybe sitting on your seam plate there. One is coming from your needle. That strand is gonna be kind of dangling right there. And then that other strand is coming from the spool, from the bobbin down there. And it's also going to kind of be dangling there. Now, most likely you never touch those, right? And it's probably maybe, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch long. You just kind of sit there and you start your stitch. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't want to do that because those threads, when you start your stitch, they can end up getting sucked down into your machine and causing everything to get all jammed up. So for that reason, what you want to do is you want to take those two strands and you want to pull them back. You want to give them a couple of inches of length there. You want to pull them back in the beginning and then hold on to them as you start sewing. And then as you get a couple stitches in, then you can let go. That's one of those tricky ones that a lot of beginners assume is a tension problem, but it's not a tension problem. It's actually those little strands of thread. And this is really common if you are starting at the very edge of a dress shirt, for instance. You're not going to have a lot of fabric behind there in order to get started. So what's going to happen is you're going to have your strands of thread. They have nothing holding on to them because you haven't started any stitches yet. And then your machine starts going and just sucks all those threads down in there. And then you got to annoyingly get a pair of scissors and start cutting out all that thread in there. And you're like, dude, he said that tailoring my own clothes was easy. What's up with this? I mean, it is easy. It's just not everything always goes according to plan, exactly like life. This second one sits very near and dear to my heart because it happens to me all the time. And it's, you need to make sure that that you have thread in the spool at the very top of your machine, as well as the bobbin, the very bottom of your machine. Because the top spool of thread, it's not doing all the sewing by itself. And I know that might sound really painfully obvious, but think about it. A lot of beginners look at the very top spool of thread, they see the needle moving and they think, okay, cool, thread is being threaded down there and I see a stitch being made. So that's good, right? Yeah, that is good, but it's only half of the stitch. Your machine, it needs another piece of thread, which is gonna come from the bobbin, and it's gonna lock those two pieces of thread together, making a stitch. And in the event that there is no thread down there in your bobbin, you can tell where I'm going with this, it's gonna make that top stitch, but that top stitch, it doesn't have anything to hold on to, so it's just kind of chilling there. Like your machine, it will literally keep moving, you will see a stitch being made, it will look like a stitch is being made, but little do you know, nothing's happening on the bottom side down there. So before you start tailoring anything, make sure that you check your bobbin and make sure that it's got enough thread in there. What's really difficult about that is your bobbin is really set it and forget it in a lot of ways. It can hold a lot of thread and it can end up doing, it'll last you for a lot of projects. So you're just kind of like, oh, well, whatever. I don't ever really think about it. I run into this all the time. And you'll be sewing along and then your machine, the noise that it makes, it'll change ever so slightly. And you gotta know what to look for too. It'll change ever so slightly. And you're sewing along and you're like, oh, cool, I'm almost done. And you pick up your garment and you realize that you sewed like the last 10 inches with no bobbin thread. So that top thread, you just pull it right on out. Here's a big one for you, a backstitch. You need to use a backstitch every single time. And it's not a stitch in that like you're using it to make your garment look better on you. It's a process. It is a requirement. Okay, cool story, bro. What's a backstitch? Well, a backstitch, it's going to secure the beginning and the end of your stitch. What a backstitch is gonna do is it's gonna reverse the direction of your sewing machine. So you're gonna start your stitch, you're gonna sew along by a couple of stitches or so. You're gonna press and hold that backstitch lever. It's gonna reverse the direction of your machine. It's gonna back over that stitch you just made, and then you let go and you start sewing forward again. So all the beginning stuff there, it's all locked in, it's not gonna unravel on you, and then you wanna make sure you do the exact same thing once you get to the end of that stitch. Again, backstitch it in, lock it in. Sometimes beginners hear the word backstitch and they think, oh, it's a particular type of stitch that I need to use. Well, he said I need to use a straight stitch to tailor my clothes. Yeah, you do. Okay, well that means I don't have to use a backstitch. All right, I'm gonna go for it. And then you do, and you put it on and it looks fantastic on you, but then you go to wash it and it starts unraveling on you and you're like, hey, again, this dude right here, he told me this whole tailoring your own clothes thing is easy. Oh, and a pro tip, be careful with that backstitch. You don't wanna go back and forth too many times because because you could end up making a big lump as far as that backstitch goes, and it's gonna kind of warp and start puckering on your garment. You're gonna see it on the outside, no bueno. Check this one out. Different sewing machines, they hold the thread in a different orientation, and you're like, yeah, okay, cool story. I've seen that before. Some of them hold it vertically. Other machines hold that thread horizontally. But here's the thing, thread is also created a little bit differently depending on the type of machine that you're using. Some thread is gonna be cross-wound, which means everything is gonna be kind of crossed diagonally. It's gonna be threaded up diagonally, and those are designed for horizontally facing sewing machines. And other spools are gonna be stacked. They're just gonna be wound up very normally, like you would imagine, just kind of wind it up very normally. Those spools, those are really good for vertical machines. Okay, cool story, bro. Well, see, there's two parts to this. One, if you have a horizontal facing machine, you wanna make sure that you use the cap that came with the machine to keep that on there so the spool of thread doesn't come off on you. But here's the part you don't know and that you probably didn't think about and you never would have thought about. Come a little closer, come here, come a little closer. Your spool of thread, it has a little notch on the end of it, which is fantastic for storage. You can take it and you can put that loose piece of thread in there and it's not gonna get all unwound on you or wherever it is you store your thread. But the problem with that little notch is that when the spool, it's spinning really fast, it can get caught on that notch and it's gonna break and you're gonna get mad and say, hey, why does my thread keep breaking? It's probably that notch. So whether your spool of thread is wound diagonally or the standard way, you wanna make sure that notch is facing that way. If the thread is coming off in your machine this way, make sure the notch is facing that way, not that way. And the reason why I mentioned that there's two different types of the way that the thread is thread on that spool is because it's going to affect the way that the thread comes off of that spool as you're sewing. If you use the thread that's designed for a vertical stand like this on a horizontal stand, what's going to happen is it's going to kind of jump around a lot on that spool as it's coming off, as the thread is coming off. So that's why you want to make sure that cap is on the very end, so the cap doesn't, the spool doesn't go flying over there. It's always small little stupid things that, again, you were gonna assume are very obvious, but they're not. And you might be wondering to yourself, okay, cool, I wanna make sure that my stitch is straight. How do I do so without looking at the needle? That's where I'm supposed to look, right? No, you're not. I'll tell you where you are supposed to look. It's in the next video. I will see you over there. SD out. See ya.